What's going on, everybody? Mike Somich coming at you for RacingDudes.com, here to preview one of the stakes races from the upcoming weekend. We're headed to Monmouth Park, race number 13 on the Saturday card, the Grade 3 Monmouth Stakes, going a mile and an eighth over the turf course, and this is the return of the number one Tribhuvan for Chad Brown. Florent Giroux gets the ride 9-5 on the morning line. Tribhuvan been in just a plethora of grade 1 races, dropping down here to a grade 3 to start out the 7-year-old campaign. Has made nearly $1.2 million, $1.172 million so far in the career, and found a nice spot to land here. I do think there's a couple up-and-coming horses that could take steps forward and make this race pretty interesting, but at the same time, Tribhuvan is going to have a pace edge here, and that's when Tribhuvan's at his best. When he can try and go gate to wire, he'll do that exact same thing here today, or on Saturday, and try and take this field from start to finish. Was able to win the Grade 1 United Nations over this racetrack, doing just that. We're also going a little bit shorter than what Tribhuvan's been going in the past. The last three, a mile and a half, a mile and 3/8, a mile and a quarter. Today, we're only going a mile and an eighth, so the distance should also benefit Tribhuvan on the cutback as a likely speed candidate here. The number 2, Never Explain. Shug McGahee sends this one out. Luis Saez picks up the mount, and this horse has been phenomenal here. At the end, or at the beginning of the 5-year-old season, rips off 2 straight at Tampa Bay, steps up into graded company in the dinner party, and is able to win. Hurricane Dream ran second in that race. Emmanuel ran third. He came back to get a stakes victory last weekend as well. So that race, flattering to Never Explain, who's going to try and come from middle of the pack. He shouldn't be too far back, but definitely not going to be close to Tribhuvan either. The 3-horse Speaking Scout, another one very interesting here, ran 4th in the dinner party, going to be 3rd off the layoff as a 4-year-old for Graham Motion here. Another one that, probably is going to be a little bit further back, but should be competitive. 4-1 on the morning line. I think Speaking Scout's an interesting one here if you do think Tribhuvan is going to come back to him. Last horse I want to talk about here is the 5-horse Commandeer. James Toner, Paco Lopez gets the mount. And this one's interesting because we've only tried turf once, and that was an $104,000 N3X allowance at Keeneland. A very tough race at that level, at that racetrack. And when you watch the break, Commandeer was really, really hindered by getting off slowly, was further back than he had been in his dirt races and in the synthetic races. So I expect you're going to see Commandeer be more forwardly placed, and because of that, I do think he's the one that has the best shot at pulling off the upset here, because you really don't want to give Tribhuvan too much of an edge. And I think a lot of the other horses here are going to be coming from a little bit too far back. The 6 Catnip gets Joel Rosario from Michael Stidham. He should be a little more forwardly placed as well, but doesn't have any type of numbers that makes him competitive at this level. So I think that if Commandeer is able to take a step forward, he is more likely than Catnip, even though both of them should be a little bit closer to the pace than the 2, 3, or the 4. When I go through this, I don't really want to take Tribhuvan at a short price. He's generally better when he's a longer shot, but the setup here is just too good for him. I think Tribhuvan takes this field gate to wire. I'm going to put the 5 Commandeer in second. I think he has got a big shot here if Tribhuvan stumbles for some reason. Commandeer should break better, be more forwardly placed. The distance is not going to be an issue. He was flying last time at a mile and 16th. You're getting second off a layoff for a 5-year-old here, so it's a logical spot for this horse to take a step up for James Toner as well. So really like the 5 Commandeer, just not sure he's going to be able to overcome the pace edge that the 1 Tribhuvan will have. For third, give me the 2-horse Never Explain. I think that he's going to be able to run up into it, but again, may have a little bit too much work to do, and that's my biggest concern here with Never Explain. So I'll put the 1 Tribhuvan on top, the 5 Commandeer in second, the 2 Never Explain in third. Thank you very much for checking out this preview of the Monmouth Stakes, a Grade 3 race coming at you from Monmouth Park on Saturday's card, race number 13. Make sure you're checking out RacingDudes.com for previews of all the major stakes races over the weekend. And make sure you subscribe to YouTube.com/RacingDudes so you know whenever we're going live to talk sports, horses, or anything else in the gambling world. We'll see you at the track.